Let's see. Quinshon Judkins mentioned. Myles Garrett mentioned. Schlesinger mentioned. Shedeur mentioned.
He loves it.
And the way he goes and attacks competitions.
He loves it.
Liking this video, I thought it was creative. I thought it was fun to. Now I just think this video kind of sucks. Meanwhile, with Shedeur, you throw Shedeur in anything, and it's.
That wasn't asked of me a year ago. Maturity. When he take off his shirt, I see the scars on his back. That he's been through hell, but he's made it through hell. See, has already surpassed me with influence.
On April 21st, 2026, Todd Monken opened his first Browns practice and named Shedeur Sanders as the first man up in 11-on-11 drills. The Browns' official schedule release video featured Shedeur alongside Myles Garrett as a franchise cornerstone, while Deshaun Watson got 0 seconds. Jimmy Haslam said Shedeur really put his heart into it. Myles Garrett said great head on his shoulders. And the same week all of that happened, Deion Sanders sat down with G. Bush for a 45-minute interview that confirmed 3 things nobody had on record before. What Stefanski never did, what Shedeur was carrying all season, and the one phone call that explains exactly why Cleveland has already made its choice. But here's what nobody is connecting. If the Browns actually know who their QB1 is, why won't Todd Monken just say it? And why did Deion say something publicly for the first time in his life that changes the whole picture? Stay till the end, because the answer is in this interview.
Let's see. Quinshon Judkins mentioned. Myles Garrett mentioned. Schlesinger mentioned. Shedeur mentioned. Not you, Deshaun Watson. And that has garnered many takes from Browns fans, hoping, I would say, less than, and maybe believing that is a sign that maybe this is all rigged for Shedeur, and the Shedeur, Deshaun, this whole thing is just, I guess, a public display of something.
This would be a weird thing, right? To like have a, we're going to try to convince everyone that Deshaun Watson's the guy, but then this is the part where they let everybody in on, no, Shedeur's the quarterback? It does seem a little odd, does it not?
It would be a weird way to tip your hand.
It'd be a weird way to tip the hand. Yeah. And I tend to feel like this was just a lot of social media and a lot of whoever's in charge in the social media. Now, I guess I'd ask you, do you think Jimmy Haslam had approval of this before they sent it out?
No, I don't think he did.
I don't think so either.
Now, maybe J-Dub. I bet you J-Dub gets his eyes on this one beforehand.
Well, J-W is a big part of this whole entire enterprise and the whole everything.
But that doesn't mean that they're, it's not, this isn't Euphoria. Trying to figure out who's the narc or whatever the whole damn story's about. Every other video I see, because but there's like one time you and I talked about Euphoria, or somebody and I talked about Euphoria.
Yeah, I talked
half of my reels are about Euphoria now.
Yeah, I like it. I like the show
because I clicked in on accident one day with my big fat paw, and now it's hey, did you miss this hidden detail?
It's that scene with Mac and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So they go for gasps.
Yes, exactly.
They go for gasps.
And so I just would be surprised if. But guys, I think they just tried to make a really cool video.
That's really the end read of that, right?
And so I just. And here's the thing. When people go to this length, because this isn't the first time somebody's tried to use something that happened in a video to say, oh, this is what's going to happen. I get it. We all have very strong feelings over which way we want this thing to go. So I'm sure that there were a couple of people who want Deshaun to win that were furious about this.
Well, imagine if you're even Deshaun yourself, right? You're probably a little peeved you're not in this video. Maybe you just don't want any attention at all.
He's in Abu Dhabi visiting.
Not even paying attention to
this stuff? He's probably got the whole get-up on. He's probably just enjoying himself.
I mean, listen, do I think the Browns even know who their week 1 quarterback is? I think they have no clue right now. Mm-hmm. I think they're still waiting to kind of see what everything looks like in practices, waiting to see how this all shapes out. I don't think as of right now they know who their quarterback is going to be. And so I don't think they would be intentional within a video if I don't believe that they know who their week 1 starter is right now.
The only thing I'm surprised about is knowing how how explosive the topic is of Shedeur versus Deshaun. There's a huge amount of people that just don't want Shedeur, who think Shedeur's, I guess, a Nepo baby, which is weird because it's the NFL. If he didn't have the talent, he wouldn't be in the league.
I think nepotism rarely works in sports. And even like the LeBron Bronny stuff, I just don't buy into because Bronny's kind of shown he was worth being the 63rd pick or whatever.
Also, Deion's not involved in the decision making.
Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah,
if you could call him, if you wanted to call him a Nepo baby because of how he got the jobs in college, okay. And then the NFL said, in spite of anything else, you're worthy of being here. But the point is, there are people who think that Shedeur's a Nepo baby, or he's this, or he's a social media star, whatever, and they don't want any part of him. There's also people, as we've talked about, that don't want a damn thing to do with Deshaun Watson as well. The Browns know this. I think the Browns do understand, at a fundamental level, what an absolute touchy subject this is. So if I had a surprise in the whole thing, it said either quarterback was mentioned.
Also, put yourself see that put yourself into the social media person's brain for a second, right? And if I
The analysts on Cleveland's ESPN affiliate said they don't think the Browns even know their QB1 yet, but the official social channels already erased Watson from the franchise face. Both can't be true, and the video ranked top 5 most watched schedule releases in the entire NFL. But here's what was happening inside the building the same week. First man up, more total reps than Watson, a head coach who said the plan was designed around him, and an owner who praised his professional growth publicly at league meetings. The schedule video wasn't a leak, it was a confirmation. But here's what Deion said in the most important interview of this entire offseason.
You know what? I'm so glad you divided that, because you got to understand, when you're talking to me as a football coach, a former killer out there on the grass, as well as a father. So I'm glad you're slicing it up. So now you're asking from the father's point of view. Man, I'm proud of him for the journey. The journey has been tremendous. You guys have no idea what he's gone through emotionally, mentally, psychologically, because when you've always been this guy, and then God allows you to not fall, because he definitely fall, but to be categorized in a certain way, and you can't do nothing about it but sit back and try to navigate this journey as best as possible. I'm proud of him, man, because he never flinched. He never broke. A lot of things he didn't understand. We still don't understand. And you got to understand now, I before I started coaching, that you guys knew Coach Prime, I was in media for 20 years, man. So I know the backdrops of all these things, the Ian Rappaports, the Adam Schefter's, everybody you can think of. When I was with the NFL Network, CBS, as well as Barstools, I know how this stuff works. So a lot of things that was said, that was noted, my brother, we knew what time it was. We knew where it came from, because it's a phone call for me. You got to forget, I was in that lane for a long time. So I'm sitting at the desk seeing the calls coming from owners, GMs, coaches, players, trainers, about players, who was going to play, who wasn't going to play, who's doing this. I was sitting right by these guys from the NFL Network and CBS and so forth, and I understand how this works. So a lot of things that were said, it wasn't a buck, and it bothered me, but it didn't bother him. He just wanted the opportunity to get on the grass and do his thing. And I'm proud of him as a man, how he's developed, and his relationship with the Lord has strengthened so much. And that's one thing I'm truly proud of. So a lot of things that they think bother him, it don't bother Grown. I call it Grown. That's his nickname. It don't bother Grown. Like Grown, I heard somebody on the I don't know if it's the gram or whatever, talking about he pays too much attention to social. No, he don't. Like he can care less, because he is who he is. He's not going to be influenced. Or now, one thing about the family, we keep receipts now. We do that. we know who's who talks about it. So you know, when we come up, we understand who not to get down with.
Deion sat at NFL Network desks for 20, watching GMs call in talking points about players. When he says we knew where it came from, that's not speculation. That's inside knowledge of a system he operated in for 2 decades. But then came the section of the interview that nobody in national media covered. The headphones lie confirmed.
I seen that, you ain't looking. Because he's always been a leader. You know, it was some ignorant things came out about him pre-draft and all that, and that was a lie. Like, he would never go into a meeting with headphones on. He would never go into a meeting unprepared. Like, that's just not who he is. There's no way he could accomplish the things he accomplished without being prepared. His film hours and his study time was well noted when he was at not only Jackson, but high school, as well as, like, when we had layovers, we would be getting on the board in the Admirals Club. We got on the board, man, and I was putting defenses up there, and he was putting the offenses up there, trying to dissect them. And Shiloh was putting the defense up there, and Grown was putting the offenses up there, trying to dial up a play to beat his brother. So that all that stuff was a lie, man. That bothered me. It didn't bother him, but that bothered me, because I knew where it came from. But we never, you know, we took the high road. I never said where it came from. I know, dog, I'm connected like that with a lot of people. I was that before I was a coach. So we know what time it was. So when people are talking in the Cleveland media and saying this and saying that, we just sit back and laugh, man, because we know where it's coming from. We know.
Understanding the reads, the checks, the hots, the insides and outs. How did that make you feel as a coach, being there? You were there, seeing him, coaching him, and then also as a father.
Shedeur was successful as I don't know what in college football, and he had 6 coordinators. Think about that now, because we upped it every time. Because when we felt like he's exhausted that, like he needs to go to another level, we upped it every time. And it was, I think, 4 or 3 at Jackson, and the same in Colorado, or 2, but he excelled and exceeded, and he called a lot of stuff. We got receipts. I wish you could see the timeouts. Bucky got them, man. We record every darn thing. I wish you could hear the timeouts at Colorado when we went to the sidelines. It's so funny because I saw it last season. I forget the kid's name, went in motion against the Bears, and he's like, "Run a scene," and I started laughing my butt off because I've seen that before.
Isaiah Bond.
Yeah, you didn't hear it on the copy. Run a scene. Why is the guy going in motion? Because he saw it. He already saw the defense what they were considering. We didn't like that. Because he takes pride in studying the game and preparing for the game, and we didn't like that.
And Coach, Cleveland is kind of different.
Yeah.
This city lives and dies with football. They've been looking for a quarterback for years. We've churned through a lot of quarterbacks.
You've had some good quarterbacks. Let me concur with that now. Let me put my coach hat on for a minute.
Okay.
You've had some guys that could do it and did it.
Kevin Stefanski coached Shedeur for a full season and never asked his father, who also happened to be his head coach for over 2 decades, a single question. Todd Monken arranged the meeting before OTAs even opened. That contrast is the organizational reset the schedule video was confirming. But Deion saved his most vulnerable moment for last.
When he take off his shirt, I see the scars on his back. That he's been through hell, but he's made it through hell. See, a lot of people stop in the middle when they walk me through it. He kept going. And he matured, not like he was a child, but matured spiritually. Well, understand, you can't force this. If it ain't your time, ain't your time. Just sit back, prepare yourself, get ready. I can remember telling him at the beginning of the season, I said, by the time you play, and he can tell you this, man, by the time you play against the Raiders, you'll be starting. And I'm coming. Like, we already said that. It wasn't before. It wasn't that. We said, this is the time. Because they got, all the other bull junk got to play out. It has to play out. It has to be. So when they turn to you, it's going to be on. That's going to be your first start. That's going to be it. But his maturity, man, his maturation, the conversations, we've always had great conversations because there's a lot of respect. And he understands I'm the daddy. Sometimes he thinks he's the father. But he understands I'm the daddy. And we talk about life, we talk about business, we talk about the game, we talk about a little bit of everything. Like my text message to him before the games and after the games are something to behold. You just got to put it together, man. And I think you got a GM that I adore. Like I really do. I think he gets it bad because he's a brother for one. Secondly, because they hadn't won, but you got to understand most of the time the GMs and the head coaches are married together. But Mr. Barrett, I call him Mr. Barrett, he's done a phenomenal job according to him. Phenomenal to me. Our staff goes there and does a workshop. I think they're going next week as well for the 2nd year straight. And that staff is phenomenal. The inner staff is phenomenal. I love the ownership. I know, they don't care. Yeah, they do care. They want to win. They want to win. They really want to. I know that for a fact. I'm not guessing. I know when it comes to my son, I'm putting on my daddy hat. He has already surpassed me with influence. And sometimes he doesn't know how influential he is. He don't understand that he could walk in a room with anybody and they're gonna know who he is. And demographically, from 8 years old all the way to my fans that may be 70, he has their eyes and ears. And they want him to succeed. Some want to see him fail. But either way, they want something. And he got it, man. Like he has an anointing on his life that he's a bona fide leader. He's always been, but he's a good person. Like his heart. Talking too much, but I'm gonna tell you this because I love him. My kid who passed away, Dominic Ponder, recently in Colorado, and we had the processions probably about a month ago. You know, Shedeur calls the mother every day. You know, he takes the daughter who's a teenager to the mall every time he goes to Miami to shop and just give him love. But he talks to the mother every day. She told me that, not him, because he don't even say stuff like that. He moves like his daddy. But
Deion said he's going to win. He said, believe that. The schedule video confirmed it. Minicamp Day 1 confirmed it. Myles Garrett confirmed it. Jimmy Haslam confirmed it. The NFL teams went silent because there's nothing left to argue. OTAs open May 19th. Subscribe, because the first padded practice report will have every receipt from this story ready. Here's everything connected in one place. The Browns' official schedule release video erased Deshaun Watson and featured Shedeur alongside Myles Garrett as a franchise cornerstone. It ranked top 5 most watched schedule releases in the entire NFL. Minicamp Day 1. Shedeur was first man up in 11-on-11 drills with more total reps by design. Jimmy Haslam praised his professionalism at league meetings. Myles Garrett called him a great head on his shoulders. And then Deion Sanders sat down with G. Bush, the first local Cleveland media one-on-one in the entire history of his time here, and confirmed 3 things. The headphone story was a lie. Stefanski never called once, and he predicted the Raiders' start before the season began. The NFL has gone quiet because the evidence is too loud. OTAs start May 19th. Subscribe, because this channel will be there when Monken makes the call.